is all ripped up to hell. You broke your time twice. How did this happen?
We don't even know. We broke time.
Shut the up. Oh, damn. I'm from the fourth dimension. I can hear all of y'all. Now let's just see what we got here for a second. Hey, damn it. Were you trying to use this to... Oh, see, you broke time and you thought you could just stick it back together with this? How you think you gonna move time while you're standing in it, you dumbass three-dimensional monkey-ass dummy?
It's part 2, huh? Is it like Vusi's part 2 or something?
Nah.
Maybe.
Maybe it's Vusi's part 2, I don't know. Why they scheming now?
Hey, boo.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Oh, you back.
What? Can you hear yourself? Without the doors, dog.
Okay, sure. I agree.
Without the doors, dog.
Yes.
What's up, X? My name.
What's up, honey?
Good, dog.
Yes, dog. It's been a minute, bro. Fuck him. You and your shoes always, bro. Always got the dopest ass fucking shoes. What's up, my ninja?
How you doing, my name?
Ah, you good, bro?
Hey, dog, you've been hiding, man.
Nah, bro, I've been fucking working, dude.
Oh, I know.
You got a job?
Hey?
Did you get a job?
Nah, not yet.
What do you work? Where are you working?
I work at home, bro. I work all day.
Oh, is it like on T-Physics?
Yeah.
Actually, right. John Smith's, man. What was the question? The question was yesterday.
Yesterday, how were Union buildings?
The thing is, we were like Wits, radical. TUT was like.
I didn't go to Union buildings, but I played my part.
Yeah, dog. Like apparently, Wits got there when it was lit. Union buildings. Broke niggas, or part of broke niggas did Union buildings yesterday. I'm saying that like it's a groove. It wasn't a groove, guys. It was anything but a groove. Like it was intense. It was intense.
What are we talking about?
It was all over social media, yeah?
Never mind social media, it was all over the world, bro.
We got our 0% that we wanted now, but like that's like one of 4, 5, or 6 demands.
We won the battle, and I think there's like a war coming, and the war is like free education.
Listen. I heard like that it wasn't all TUT students. Like I looked at these niggas, like these niggas do not look like students. Or,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get all people can be students, but these motherfuckers do not look like students.
I was watching it on Twitter.
Well, look, in the next 5 years.
Why did we say 5? Because of the elections?
Because of elections, because of hope, because of the fact that, you know, we have these policies that are ready to be put in place. All we need is implementation. All we need is to end white capitalism. All we need is to get our mkhulu out of government.
I'd be like, nah, no violence. We're sitting down. We know the law. We know you can't do anything to us if we're sitting. TUT niggas are just like, hey.
I mean, the current battle is 0% increase, no increase in proper English. Yeah, that's the goal. But then, like, a lot of people don't understand why we go on these protests and like why we've been supporting the cause so much. I think most of the people that don't understand are people that are very privileged, probably blinded by their privilege.
Because the strike is pretty hectic, you know, it's getting worldwide coverage. People in London are holding peaceful protests for us.
It affects black students more than it affects any other race.
Any other race, because Tina.
I'm not saying white students are disregarded.
Yeah.
Yo, man, this is a nigga problem.
Yeah, it is.
It being a black movement is not black versus white.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not exclusive to black people.
Yeah,
but it's a black movement.
Like dab to the white folk that are helping the Indians.
It is like dab to the white people, but also it's like we can't just be like, oh, thank you, white savior. They're doing what they're supposed to do. If they're gonna claim to be African, though, they have to stand with Africans.
These niggas were sent to go start shit. It wasn't all TUT students. With that said, there were TUT students starting shit, like those that kicked off with kids from the buses.
And that's what happened at Stellenbosch, though. It was just black people really occupying Winnie Mandela House, marching, and then when they were like, listen, we might push the exams back, white people were like, guys, we stand with you. We are in solidarity 20.
Now they stepped up.
And then everyone is like, oh no, man, I love the white people at Stellenbosch. They stood like, they basically like parasites to the protest.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy because I've had like my tough times, single mother who did all of this for me, and my other siblings. And
I'm glad that they got 0%. I'm just happy. I'm just hoping they go and get free education. It's about all of us, the students, standing as one. Because at the end of the day, then they have more 20% increase coming. Not even our salaries go up by that much, man. 20%.
And it's not even an us versus them, dog. It's the movement. You with the protest or you aren't, bro.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at the protest and you're seeing color, then
don't be part of it.
Then rather, dog.
Yeah.
Rather.
People in TT have been striking for like 7-8 years, maybe even more.
And
no one did nothing.
Just on a serious note, it's the thing of dog, like TUT students have been protesting. Like before I even got to varsity, when I was like in grade 11, 10, I knew these niggas, all they do is they protest and they protest for fees, and they're never taken seriously. They're always called hooligans, they're always called, hoodlums, they're always like labeled as, shit starters and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And like it's a thing of they've been doing this, and then in a week the predominantly white universities, which is your UCT, your VETS, your UP,
they do it
once, and then the president listens. There's meetings now.
Yeah, there was a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
And if you're gonna increase, don't increase in August telling us about next year.
Exactly.
Must tell us maybe 3 years in advance.
Exactly, so that can be prepared.
In 3 years' time, such and such. But either way, no increase is fine.
If we get free education, it's the biggest paycheck you'll ever get, dog. Like the biggest raise. There's actually a system in place that's deeply like entrenched that we can't even see it sometimes. It's institutionalized racism, institutionalized classism.
Dog, these niggas have been trying to voice out their concerns and nothing was happening. And they just saw that the only way that people will take notice is if I burn a cop car. Not that I'm condoning the shit that they did, but sometimes
you have to be certain.
Exactly. Yeah, protest has to be more than like holding like posters and walking up and down, dog. Something needs to be done, and that's the same thing Vince did by blocking off the entrances, shutting down the universities. Had we just walked up and down, nothing, no point would have been, because it's not inconveniencing anyone. And if you want your protest to come through, there needs to be an inconvenience of something. And usually it's an inconvenience of white people. That's when people take notice. The Vince got its attention because white people who had cars could not come in and out of the varsity. White students predominantly, white lecturers predominantly could not come in and out.
Even then, like Born Freeze, Rainbow Nation, all of these are just, man, like words of propaganda. They just use these words to make us think that we were free, to make us think that we had equal opportunities, equal rights, and we have none of that shit, though.
When white people are inconvenienced in this country,
it's a huge thing,
because they voice out there, because that's when decisions start being made, and that's, I feel like I said, dog, I do not condone the burning of a fucking toilet or a tire or a nigga climbing a hippo, but sometimes radical steps need to be taken.
They were paid to fuck up shit. Because with the protest, the minute you instigate violence and the minute you instigate like damage of property, it's easy for people to be like, you know what, you guys are violent, you're out of order, we're not negotiating.
The cops can retaliate.
Yeah.
And they did retaliate.
And they did.
I think that in first year, I couldn't really afford school fees. What makes you think that you raising it in second year by a percentage that's higher than inflation, higher than the percentage of growth that my mother's salary is getting, what makes you think that I'll afford it the next year or the next year? So you bound to sort of burn out, you know what I mean? And what that creates is that sort of phases out people who are in middle and lower classes out of universities.
Education is the key to economic freedom, though. So unless we get more, previously disadvantaged / disenfranchised people, aka people of color, the sooner you get them quality education, the sooner you get them economic freedom.
I want to say shout out to Vince for joining. And
at the right time.
Yeah,
that's
not their shit as well.
Trying to explain privilege, especially to another white person, is so difficult. And that's why, man, like, I can't even support the Springboks Even and thing is, I used to have faves in the Springboks, man. Like, I used to love those
We
guys.
lost today.
You guys didn't go to PTA, right?
Yeah, we didn't.
You guys couldn't go to.
I couldn't go there.
Yeah.
They posted like an article of the strike, and they showed like a white kid like doing this, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then they showed like a black guy like angry breaking down the gates, and then they think we don't see what they're doing. That was
Okay.
And to those bitches who had so much to say in the press, Amanga.